Hello and thanks for watching The Ancients Speak. Let's learn Chinese from the wisdom of the ancients. In our previous episode, we've learned 4 of the 5 constant virtues in Chinese culture. They are 仁, benevolence, 义, righteousness and justice, 礼, etiquette or courtesy, and 智, wisdom. In today's episode, let's learn the 5th virtue and the Chinese word for it. The Chinese pronunciation of this word is 信. In ancient times, this word 信 was written this way. The left part represents a man, and the right part resembles a mouth or a promise. After hundreds of years, this word has evolved into the way it is written today. And the right part, 言, is itself a Chinese word which means words, language, or to speak. So the basic meaning of the word 信 is to keep one's words. In the modern Chinese language, the word 信 is used to make some of the following words, such as 诚信, credibility and integrity, 信念, faith, 信心, confidence or faith, 信实, trustworthy, 信守, to keep one's words, 相信, to believe or to trust. Starting from this episode, we will learn what ancient Chinese teachers have taught using this keyword 信. Ancient Chinese teacher Confucius says, 人而无信，不知其可也。人而无信，不知其可也。人, man or people. R is a conjunction meaning if. 无 means not having or without. 信 to keep one's words. 不 not. 知 knowing. 其 is a third personal pronoun referring to the person that was earlier mentioned in the sentence. 可 here it means to be approved or to be capable of doing something. 也 is an auxiliary word. Literally, 人而无信 means if a man cannot keep his words or if a man is not trustworthy in keeping his words. 不知其可也 means I do not know if he can be capable of doing anything or I question if he can be trusted at all. Putting these together, teacher Confucius is saying that I do not know how a man without truthfulness can truly be successful. 人而无信，不知其可也。Teacher Confucius continues by saying that 大车无泥，小车无月，其何以行之哉? Which means, I do not know how a man without truthfulness is to get along. As an example, how can a large carriage be made to go without the crossbar for yoking the oxen, or a small carriage without the arrangement for yoking the horses? Teacher Confucius believed it to be imperative for a man to be truthful and sincere. Apparently, a non-trustworthy person has a hard time maintaining a long-term friendship or partnership. On the contrary, those who keep the promises, even when it hurts, will many times be rewarded with wonderful life opportunities and the invaluable treasure of genuine relationships that truthful and trustworthy men attract. This reminds me of the story of Jacob and his father-in-law Laban in the Bible. Laban had two daughters, Leah and Rachel. Jacob was in love with Rachel, the younger one, so he told Rachel's father, "I will work for you for 7 years if you will give me Rachel, your younger daughter, as my wife." Laban agreed and said, "I'd rather give her to you than to anyone else. Stay and work with me." So Jacob worked 7 years in order to marry Rachel. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. However, on the wedding night, when it was dark, Laban took Leah, the elder sister, and gave her to Jacob. Jacob didn't know his bride had been changed until the next morning. You can imagine how shocked and sad both Jacob and Rachel were. Imagine how sad Leah was for marrying a man who was not in love with her. All of this happened because Laban didn't keep his word, but instead cheated on his children for his own selfish purposes. Nevertheless, in order to marry Rachel, Jacob agreed to work 7 more years for Laban. In contrast to Laban's behavior, Jacob acted with integrity. Though the Bible says that Laban cheated Jacob by changing his wages 10 times, God didn't allow this to harm Jacob. Instead, as Jacob continued to wisely and diligently work, eventually much of Laban's property was transferred to Jacob, who later became very wealthy. Now let's review the Chinese saying of Confucius we learned today. 人而无信，不知其可也。人而无信，不知其可也。人 man or people. R is a conjunction meaning if. 无 means not having or without. 信 to keep one's word. 不 not. 知 knowing. 其 is a third personal pronoun referring to the person that was earlier mentioned in the sentence. 也 is an auxiliary word. Putting these together, teacher Confucius is saying that I do not know how a man without truthfulness can truly be successful. Again, 人而无信，不知其可也。信。And thanks for watching the Ancients Speak and learning Chinese together through their wise old sayings.